Hello and welcome again. So this is our last topic on this electric dipole, which is about what happens to an electric dipole whenever it is placed in some uniform electric field. So first, let us try to understand what is a uniform electric field. Uniform electric field is the one whose magnitude as well as direction remains unchanged. So in this region, for example, we have some uniform electric field. So how do we represent a uniform electric field? Again, we can make use of the concept of electric field lines, which are imaginary, but still the electric field which they represent is the real one. So for uniform electric field, how we can represent? In a region where electric field is uniform, the electric field lines are directed along same direction. All the field lines are directed along the same direction. They do not change their direction. And also the spacing between any two consecutive field lines is same. It does not change throughout that region where electric field is uniform. So this is the case of uniform electric field. And in case of non-uniform electric field, the separation between the two field lines, it will not be same, it will be different, and also there may also be change in the direction of the electric field or electric field line. So that represent a non-uniform electric field. So here it is the case of uniform electric field. So I am taking that there is some uniform electric field directed in this way, whose magnitude is E, right? And I am placing some electric dipole in this electric field. This dipole is making some angle theta with this uniform electric field, or in other way we can say that the dipole moment is making, this is the dipole moment of this dipole, it is making an angle theta with the electric field. So this electric field, what it does, because the charges of this electric dipole, which are of same magnitude of course, these charges are placed in some electric field. So this electric field will exert some force on positive charge as well as on the negative charge, right? So the force on the positive charge, the electric field will try to take this positive charge towards its own direction. So let us represent the force by F1 here. So the direction of force is along the direction of electric field on the positive charge. So force 1 can be written as this is equal to, because electric field, it is equal to the electrostatic force per unit charge, per unit test charge. Here charge is Q. So I am taking this as Q. So force reduces to Q into the electric field. And also this electric field exerts the force on the negative charge, but the force on the negative charge, it will be directed opposite to the electric field itself. So this is the force F2 on the negative charge. So this is given as Q into E. Again we can say that the forces on positive as well as on negative charges are same, because charge as well as electric field both are same. Charges are same, also electric field is uniform. Its magnitude in this region does not change. It is E here, so therefore it is E here also. So therefore we can see that two forces acting on these two charges are equal in magnitude. And if we try to find out the total force on the dipole, it will be 0. Total force, I am talking about total force. Please focus on the words. So it is the total force if we try to find out, because forces are equal in magnitude and direction, they have opposite to each other. So total force will reduce to 0. So whenever some electric dipole is placed in some uniform electric field, the total force on the dipole becomes 0. But here in this case what is happening? The two forces are acting opposite to each other but at different points or lines of action. The two forces are having different lines of action. So this force F1 on positive charge, it will try to take this charge along this direction, along the direction of electric field, and this force F2 on the negative charge, it will take the negative charge opposite to the electric field. Due to that, this dipole will start rotating. So that means this set of two forces acting at two charges in opposite direction along different lines of action, these charges, or we can say these electrostatic forces, will give rise to what we call as moment of the forces, or we can say torque. So torque, due to these forces, which we represent as by tau, this is given by either of the force, which we can write as, because magnitude is same, F1 or F2, so I can simply write it as F into the separation, perpendicular separation between the two forces. So perpendicular distance between the forces. So how we can write this perpendicular distance? So either of the force, which is Q into E in terms of magnitude, into what is the perpendicular distance? To understand the perpendicular distance, let me draw in a separate diagram. So here it is the force F1, which is Q into E, and here it is the other force, which is F2, which is also Q into E. These two forces are acting on different lines of action. So they will have some perpendicular distance, which we can find by this diagram. So this is the perpendicular distance between the two forces. Because dipole is making some angle theta with the electric field. So this angle will also be equal to theta. So if I draw some line here, this angle is theta, so this angle will also be theta because of alternate angle property. So if this angle is theta and this length we already know, which is length of the dipole 2L, then we can here find this side of this triangle. Let me give it name. It is A, B and C. So I can find AC, which is the perpendicular distance here. So therefore this torque becomes equal to Q into E into this AC. From this triangle, this is the base, this is the hypotenuse, and I have to find the perpendicular. So for that, the trigonometric relation is sine theta. So from that, sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is AC upon hypotenuse is 2L. So that simply gives us AC to be equal to twice of L into sine theta. So let us take that as the perpendicular distance, which is 2L sine theta. So this is the perpendicular distance between the two, we can say, forces. Then we can simply reduce this expression further. We can take Q and 2L together, which gives us the torque. Sorry, the dipole moment, electric dipole moment. So therefore torque becomes equal to this P into E into sine theta. So this is the expression for the torque, which will make the dipole rotate whenever it is placed in some uniform electric field. This dipole will rotate and will align itself along the direction of electric field. However, due to its rotation, it will face some inertia of motion, due to it will just overshoot to the other direction. Therefore, it keeps oscillating. So this is the magnitude of the torque. And what about direction? Because it is rotating, so therefore the direction of this quantity can be known by the right hand screw rule. So for that, I am representing this torque in vector form. So in vector form, this quantity, it is given as P cross E. This is the P cross is the vector product. So it is P cross E in its vector form. Okay. So how we find the direction of torque? Because it is a vector quantity, magnitude we have already written here. So for direction, we follow the right hand screw rule, which simply says that if we rotate a screw clockwise, then it advances in forward direction, and if we rotate a screw anti-clockwise, it comes backward. So in this case, here it is the dipole moment P, and this is the electric field. So whenever dipole will rotate in this direction, due to this torque, it will align itself along E. Means this dipole, this is the electric field, this is the dipole moment. So this dipole is rotating towards E. This dipole is rotating towards E. So if we rotate the screw in the same sense, the screw will advance linearly. So screw will move inward. So the direction of the torque in this particular case, it will be vertically inward. So this is what we understand. And this direction of torque, it will be perpendicular to both P as well as E. So that is the fact what happens to an electric dipole whenever it is placed in some uniform electric field. You can work out in a different situation what happens to a dipole whenever it is placed in some non-uniform electric field, right? So in that case, net force will not be zero, and there will be a behavior of the dipole will be slightly different, because electric field is not uniform at every point. And one last thing, what happens to the dipole whenever it is rotated against the electric field, or we can say electrostatic force applied by the electric field. This is the force. If we try to rotate it by applying some force by external agency, this will rotate in this direction and it will take some new position. What happens to the dipole? Now it is under some stress. This situation, whenever work is done against some force or against some torque, gives rise to the electric potential energy which is stored inside the torque, with which if we release the dipole in this situation, it will come to its original state. So that is the origin of potential energy which is stored in the dipole whenever it is rotated against the torque which is exerted by the uniform electric field. That's all for now. In the next class, we will take some questions based on all these articles. Till then, thank you.